you can't sit there and tell me that you lose Punk, you lose Cody, two of the biggest names, in literally a 2 week span, not even a 1 week span. This doesn't hurt steam for both brands.
I still think we don't know how it'll hurt AEW. Depends on how long some of the guys are out for. Now, Cole's been injured for a while since he had his first match with Hangman. So he's been wrestling through it perfectly fine. So from that aspect, I'm not worried about it. Obviously, Jeff is okay. He's wrestling next week in a ladder match.
They're trying to kill him.
If Danielson is fine, then I don't think they'll miss a beat. They have enough star power on that roster. They'll be fine. What's taken away from me for Forbidden Door is more that Omega wouldn't be there. That's a better story than Punk being there. Punk he's good, but he doesn't have that connection to New Japan like Kenny Omega does. And the Moxie Goto match, if that happens, that's going to be immensely better than Punk Tanahashi. I wouldn't be too I would be intrigued from Moxley Tanahashi. I just don't know what kind of chemistry they'll have. So I'm on the fence with that one, but Moxie Goto would be a enormously better match. Every way about it, it would be much better than Tanahashi Punk. And I think the show will be fine. We have Will Ospreay is going to be there. Jay White will most definitely be there. We still don't know what the Young Bucks are going to be doing. Probably going to have FTR versus United Empire for the tag titles. There's going to be many different things that's going to be going on. I think the show will be fine. Not having Punk is more going to hurt the show drawing for pay-per-view buys. The quality of the show will be just as good as it was. The quality of the show will not change. But the pay-per-view buys, that's where it could get hurt.
I mean, to me, if Kenny Omega, which clearly it sounds like he's not going to be there, if Kenny is not there, I mean, you're talking about the guy that was the face of New Japan.
He might make an appearance because it's New Japan, but I don't think he's not going to be there. He's not going to be wrestling, but maybe he makes an appearance. I don't think he would do that because he doesn't want to take away from the show. But I wouldn't be shocked if he made an appearance, but I don't think he will.
And to me, Kenny Omega was the face of New Japan for quite some time, and he was the face of AEW for quite some time. So he's the one guy that was the face of both companies. And I always said this when they announced this pay-per-view, and I always thought this, if Kenny Omega is not there, as good as the show can be, and I think it will be, to me, it hurts me watching it because I've been accustomed to watching Kenny in both companies, and he's the one guy that was a mega star in both brands, not just one or the other. Like Okada is a big star in New Japan. Jay White is a huge star in New Japan, but then you got like AEW, where Hangman Adam Page is a big star in AEW. He was really nothing special. He was more Ring of Honor than New Japan anyway. So it's Kenny's the one soldier that I look at and I say, God, if he's not at the show, that sucks. Because he was the face of both of these companies at the same time. That I don't know. I feel like you're gonna have FTR and United Empire do stuff. I mean, the show's in 2 weeks, so they're gonna start building up to some stuff. Will Bryan Danielson be healthy enough? That's another question. Is he gonna be able to do stuff?
I think he'll be fine.
You know, he may be fine, but they got to figure out what they want. It's also the tough part is you got to figure out what you want to do with these guys. Who do you want them to go up against? How do you want to do this? Traveling, things like that. Figuring that out in a 2 week span. Obviously, United Empire.
Danielson's probably not going to be on the card for Forbidden Door anyway.
Danielson, you said?
Yeah, he wouldn't have been on there. Well, no, because Moxley wasn't going to be on it either way. Moxley's only on it because Punk is hurt. But theirs were intended to be on Wednesday at Blood and Guts. So they weren't going to be on that show.